All right, hello. I hope you guys are doing well as always. It's been a while, actually. It's been a week basically, and let me start you off like what happened in this past week. Obviously, the videos have been a bit scarce lately. Well, I usually do it every other day, right? But I haven't been uploading for like the past I guess 3 days, 4. How many days? It's been a week basically. So there's been probably like 3 uploads I haven't done. And that was because I had a mouth ulcer. And I did talk about it in like the last 2 sessions, last 3 sessions. You probably heard me said, oh, I've been like biting the cheek of my mouth, so I didn't want to talk that much. And yeah, a mouth ulcer happened. It was very painful. I took a week off, as you can see, and I'm ready to get back into action. But yeah, that's what happened. I went through like fucking hell. I went through like a lot of mouthwashes. Got some gels. There's like a big hole in my mouth. Not that big. It's like a little crater in my mouth. I don't know if that's gonna heal up or anything like that. I think I'm screwed, honestly. But it has, I'm slowly recovering. It doesn't hurt. I could chew. I couldn't chew like the past 4 or 5 days. Couldn't chew. That was terrible. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah, that was a mouth ulcer. It was pretty rough. That's it. End quote. But yeah, let's get back onto last session, right? The grade Ace attorney as we switch over. I won't press next because the music's gonna like distract me. So let's see. Let's remember back like a few days ago, 6 days ago. So episode 3 we started, right? And then we had the letter from Mrs. Otto, right? Then we went downstairs, we met Sherlock Holmes, right? Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I mean. And Iris downstairs, and Sherlock Holmes was down in the dumps for some reason. I forgot why. Some kind of mission he's on or whatever. But what was it? The Great Exhibition just opened, the Crystal Tower just started, and Iris wanted to go. But, and I also got barred, right, from defense attorneying. Defense attorney? I got barred from going into court because I reveal company secrets or government secrets, right? And that's why I got barred for 6 months, right? So after Suzuki's not even Suzuki, it was after the end of the last game, right? We just got barred after Gina's trial, right? We got barred for 6 months. We didn't do anything. We just studied up British law and all that. So we went to the defense ministry, talked to Lord Stronghad. We asked, hey, can we do this? Can I go back into the court? And he said, all right, yeah, sure. You suffered long enough. I've got this case for you, right? And he's already in prison and yada, yada, yada. So we go to prison. We meet Albert Hairbrain. That's his name, right? Hairbrain, just a pun. Head-brained. There's Hairbrain, I think, is his name. Albert Hairbrain. And he's in charge with murder. Is it murder? I forgot. He killed like this important guy, right? And the thing is, this guy was associated with Van Zieks, right? Because he did a trial. I forgot what it was, but the guy who died was like in this fucking shady organization, right? And obviously Van Zieks he wants to tackle all the corrupt shit, and so yeah, he's dead. And people thought, oh yeah, that might be the Reaper's curse, right? I think the victim was in trial, but he won the case against Van Zieks, right? And obviously the curse, but we know somebody else killed him, right? So Hairbrain is in prison, and we find out that Van Zieks got attacked, right? Because he was associated with the case with the victim. He got attacked. We talked to him. He's all right. And then it's revealed that he and Hairbrain were associates, or should we say, I guess associates, right? Acquaintances, right? Back in university when they were both in England or London, right? And then after that, we checked the scene of the crime, and that's when we met Gina, right? Gina Lestrade and Inspector Gregson, right? what these two do. What are these two guys doing around here, right? So, Gregson, he got suspended for like 2 months or so. And then, Gina, she's working with Gregson, right? She's working with Gregson. She decided to, you know, turn away from her old habits from diving and pickpocketing and decide to work as someone from Scotland Yard, right? The thing is, she can't read, unfortunately, and apparently reading is apparently one of the things you need to be like a police or whatever in Scotland Yard. So she couldn't do like the proper Scotland Yard test, but Gregson took her under his wing, I believe, and they're working together, I believe. That was a fun surprise. And then after that, we expected the scene. Yeah. They talked about the forensics team. Like, there's a new forensics team, so that we're gonna see that in the courtroom. And then after that, we went to Miss Tuspells because we want to talk to Herlock Sholmes, and we did that. And I think we're still talking to her because we did a little I forgot deduction thing. One of her waxwork. She's a wax worker from France, and one of her waxwork has been stolen, I believe. Yeah, it's gone. It's taken from ransom. All right. So I think. All right. So it was some days ago when I came here one morning. I immediately noticed that a waxwork was missing from the special exhibit here. It's your most prominent display, so that's why the curtains were closed. And I found the ransom note in the yeah. Culprit must have broke in that night. I'm taking it. Alright, so this waxwork that was stolen, it was a model of a horrible criminal, I suppose. Of a particularly horrible criminal, in fact. Is Jack the Ripper. A killer who left a more profound scar on society. And any other, I would say, the Professor. Oh, name I have heard of. Yeah, the Professor. Alright, so, Mr. Naruhodo. Seems the circle is complete. Alright, sorry. The Professor case happened at around the time I was born, didn't it? Professor case? What? Indeed it did. Iris, 10 years ago, a series of murders that rocked the capital. Oh, God. 10 years ago. Yes, and exactly the time. The Barock von Ziegs graduated from... Alright, yeah, there was some law that Van Ziegs changed right after he graduated from university, and this probably might be it. Surely he's not saying. So the big event that changed Mr. Reaper's life was this case. Professor. As you summarized... Oh, yeah. It was the Professor case. Who was this Professor then? Who was this Professor? Professor! It was a series of gruesome murders that had all of London gripped in terror and a decade ago. After 5 victims were killed, the man was arrested. And put to death. And he's now immortalized here in the wax. All Londoners to admire and enjoy. Though of course he happens to be absent and present on account of the abduction. I don't understand. How is this all related to Lord Van Ziegs? You must first understand, my dear fellow, why is it that the Professor earned such infamy? It was due to the victims he chose, some of Whitehall's finest. What do you mean, Hurley? Those murdered by the Professor were some of the highest members of British, yes. Don't worry, even though I have a mouthful, so I still can't pronounce words. Members of nobility, even royalty. It sends shockwaves through the country's administration. Aristocrat. Aristocracy? What the hell? Alright, wait. What Professor Harebrained said. Lord Van Ziegs is a family with noble blood. Oh my, oh gosh. It was the 5th victim that led to the Professor's arrest. The last of the killer's prey was a young noble by the name of... Clint Van Ziegs. No, I don't believe it. Van Ziegs. His brother. His father? B. Let's find out. Actually, you could piece together the rest for yourself. It might be his father. In the wake... Oh no, his brother. The young Barock pursued a career as a prosecutor. and eventually became the Reaper we know today. I had no idea Lord Manzees had such a tragic past. Well, I'm afraid that's all I have to say on the matter, for the time being at least. After all, I have work to do. There's a waxwork exhibit. Yeah, this guy's trying to pay his bills, apparently. I am afraid I shall have to excuse myself as well. Oh yes, of course. It's been a pleasure, thank you. Ooh. I gotta be careful drinking water, because I'm still using the mouthwash. It's been too long, it really has. I'm delighted to see you, Barak. It's been 10 years, and here we are, meeting in a prison of all places. Mr. Asman, that's his name. I just can't forgive himself. Yeah, I still can't believe it could happen. Tomorrow, the court will decide. Yes, I have a young Eastern man acting for my defense. He seems reliable enough, though. It was an accident, a terrible accident. He assures me he can prove it. Do you still get charged for that? I must warn you. Oh, I know. I've heard already. You're going to be prosecuting, aren't you? Yes. As I returned to England, I heard lots of stories. Arak, are you really... What? Never mind. I know you have my best interests at hand. My friend is on trial. I wouldn't trust it to anybody else. Of course, I fully understand. Thank you, Barak. Yeah, Barak's quite the interesting character, ain't he? Until tomorrow then, I'll see you in court. Is he like Edgeworth? I feel like he's a bit different to Edgeworth, right? I mean, in terms of... Because I feel like Barak is doing like what a prosecutor should do, right? Like, actually... I don't know. Yeah, so we just... Yeah, so we're very close to finishing the car room. At least we could get to the car room after this. So, that's fine. Yeah, 23rd October. So who's going to be with us? I'm guessing Iris. I can't believe it's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in Carl. Now here I am, back at the Old Bailey. Alright. Mr. Naruhodo. Good morning, Professor Hairbrain. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. The atmospheric pressure here is off the charts. I never felt anything like it. It's crushing me. I feel every time I'm here that gravity. Well, this is Britain's highest court. But are you telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that could actually control air pressure? No. I think it's probably all in the mind. Ah, yes. Well, you won't let me down, will you, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm surprised he pronounced my name properly. Save the secret of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine from being made public. So, alright, so we need to not reveal the secrets, I assume, but it probably has to. Okay, it was nothing more than an unfortunate accident. That's what we're trying to prove. It was just an accident. Commiserations, Mr. Naruhodo. You appear to have been lumbered with a most tiresome case here. Alright, it's Mr. Sholmes. I didn't expect you to see, yes. It was very mean, Runo, leaving me alone at home with Hurley. What, does Iris get... Is this why Iris doesn't have a new set of clothes? Oh, she's changed like that. Is it... Are you... Hairlock Sholmes? Indeed, sir. I am he. Hairlock Sholmes. Oh, I've heard all about your exploits, even whilst living in Germany. Ah yes, Rand's magazine is on sale in Germany too. This month's installment was sublime. Your deduction in the adventure of Silver Blaze was wonderful. Wait, is it in English? I assume so. Back then. No, that was the Speckled Man. Alright, he probably referred to something. I do appreciate your support. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay. This guy's busy everywhere, ain't he? I've urgent business at Madame Tuspel's. Alright, you mean your waxwork job? Oh no. Waxwork abduction, of course. Madame has engaged my services. Ah. You're trying to get the bottom of that ransom note, are you? The week's wages depends on it. As does the safe return of the waxwork, naturally. As such, I tend to give my undivided attention. Oh, well. Never mind then. I understand. Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be as easy as provable pie. I shall return forthwith. But until I solve the case, I shall have no money to afford a pie of any description. Oh. You must be absolutely give it to you. Yes. Yes, Iris. Your full attention, Hurley. Quite, Iris, quite. But life is riddled with irony, you know? Whenever I give something my full attention, I have a quite insatiable desire for a pie. One of the universe's intractable mysteries, you might say. I need to stop looking my left side and look in front of the big screen here. Yes, quite, definitely. Absolutely, I totally understand. Is someone a little starstruck? I wish you the very best of luck, Professor Hairbrain. Oh, wow. Oh, why, thank you. Before I depart, Mr. Nahodo, a word in your ear, if you please. Yeah, one of the rare times these guys say our name properly. Shaloms. As you have remarkably little grounding in science, I feel I ought to inform you. As compelling as this super high voltage instantaneous kinesis hypothesis may be, a practical implementation such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition is quite impossible. But the professor said the demonstration was a success. Yes, it would appear that he eventually believes it was. The professor's money brains paper about it too, Bruno, and I have to say, I'm sure it can be done. It could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically. So he's completely barking up the wrong tree. How could an experiment that had no possibility of succeeding, in fact succeed? That's contradictory. And it's that contradiction that will be the heart of the trial, I have no doubt. What's that supposed to mean? Now, I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, dear fellow. See you later, Hurley. I bid you adieu. Alright, well, it looks like you're on your own today, Bruno. But chin up, you can do it. Oh, what about you, Iris? Ah, no, I'm afraid I can't help. Damn. I was something I need to do. I see. Alright. It's gonna be a big surprise for you when you find out what it is. Huh. It sounds ominous. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Make your way into the courtroom once. On our way. Yeah. Experiment that the laws of science say can't possibly succeed. And a scientist who's convinced that it did. That's the riddle you have to unlock here, Inosuke. That's the key to this case. Alright, yeah, I can't feel my tongue because I've been using so much mouthwash. I went through 3 mouthwash. I went through Listerine, one that's amiseed flavored, which is that's tastes horrible, and another one which is a bit better, and currently using. And I think it's working well for my mouth also. Alright. Emergency the Queen, we are sitting for the public trial of Professor Albert Hairbrain. And I'll call upon the counsels for the prosecution defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Alright. Van Zieg's there, he's ready. I'm ready. Defense is ready, my lord. I'm 6 months out of practice, and what's more? Oh god, she got Thanos. I'm without Cesaro-san today. I'm without anyone today, sadly. Ugh, this is my imagination, or does the air in here feel more oppressive than usual? So, I must say, I recollect the victim of this case all too well, Mr. Odie Asman. Is that pun on words? I don't know. Mr. Asman was well known as a financier, though that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities. It was only a month ago that the man appeared in court prosecuted by you, Lord Van Ziegs. A month ago? Alright, that makes sense. Yeah. But the jury unanimously found him not guilty, because every member of the jury had been bribed by the sound of it. Those powerful London criminals are prepared to go to extreme lengths to keep their freedom. But 2 days ago, on the 21st of October, Mr. Asman met his end. Work of the Reaper, was it? It's just a mere coincidence. If that is how your lordship would describe divine retribution, yeah. The fact remains that Mr. Asman's death was the direct result of an actions of the accused, Professor Harebrain. Very well then. Yeah, I like how Van Zeke sticks to the book, I believe. I hope he does. I bet you the next one, he's like crooked or something. Alright, jumping number 1. We've got some new people here. Alright, journey number 2. Have this man's fate in one hand. Oh gosh, oh golly. Sends shivers down my spine. Journey number 3. Science experiments, magic, conjuring tricks. I feel like this is everyone in the crystal. Yeah, what the hell? Why? There's way too many different people. Science. Alright, we got the classic typewriter here. Damn, look how much corn she's going through. Alright. Oh, he's the guy we saw at the waxwork. Given number 6. It's like this my day, it wasn't like this at all. That's police killer Audemars lookalike. Yeah, again. And he's as exhausted as ever, it seems. Alright. I need a... Damn, my throat's a bit parched, you know. Alright, let's put on auto. Let's take a little sip. Alright, if the whole world would be on this trial. Wait, hold on, I'm gonna check some stuff here. Alright, at the heart of this incident is technology never before demonstrated anywhere in the world. One scientist's latest developments, I take it. The government is keen to capitalize on the Great Exhibition to improve Britain's technological advances. The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as a super high voltage instantaneous kinesis. Good lord. It's designed to disassemble human subjects using extremely high voltage electricity and beam up them instantly to another location where they are subsequently reassembled. Is such a thing even within the realms of possibility? Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure. Disassembling people with electricity, my goodness, how shocking. This whole thing is absurd. The hypothesis would never stand up to scrutiny. Sir, I believe you are a fellow of the Royal Society, are you not? An expert in your field? I am, and on my word on the matter can be considered final. Instantaneous conceded poppycock. This expert and Mr. Slums are in agreement. It's impossible. I don't think it exists. Did he appear at the other side? But he died on the other side, right? The prosecution was concerned. Alright. That, the accused instantaneous kinesis demonstration, was a success. One? One run. Alright, so we're just trying to prove it wasn't a success. That's, we got here. Order. The professor's hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government. Government? If it's deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant would have been made available. The accused made use of the invention built on his new hypothesis to take Mr. Asman's life, or to be the sole benefactor of the grant. Oh yeah, Asman did fund Harebrain's project here. This disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was carefully designed for the ulcer and the life of the victim. Damn, I yawn way too much when I talk. Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks. The prosecution's stance is clear. But you will now bring forth witness to substantiate your claims. Alright. Gladly, my lord. Capers off, he's serious already. Bailiff, show the first witness to the stand. Who's the first witness? Let's find out. Is Gina there? It's just Hairbrain. Witness, state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. I was on duty at the demonstration on the day in question and in charge of the following investigation. Albert Hairbrain, scientist. You were born in England but have been carrying out research in Germany in recent years, correct? Yes, that's right. After graduating from university here in Britain, I went to work in Germany and made an amazing discovery. Which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis at the great exhibition. What you demonstrated was incredible, alright? An incredible explosion. But the science was a success. The instantaneous kinesis worked. Everyone saw it. They must have done. Yes, there was a terrible accident, but the demonstration of my hypothesis was a success. Well, that much is undeniable, as shown in this photograph taken by the forensic investigations team. Oh, what's happened? This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it. The centerpiece of the exhibition, no less. That's right, my lord. Seems the victim ran straight into it. I see. Oh well, submit this photograph as evidence. Alright. As the court heard, the victim of the incident was Mr. O.D. Asman. There's been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting them aside from the time being. He was the man who financed the research for the experiment and demonstrated itself. I see. So to summarize the situation, the defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct? Exactly. But couldn't it be that the explosion was caused by some malfunction in the apparatus used for the demonstration? That's right, that must be it. My splendid machine. My poor, splendid machine. I bit my tongue. You saw it yesterday, didn't you? You can't even examine the wreckage thanks to the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act. What? The wreckage? The wreckage? That being the case, how can the facts be established? How can it be possibly be determined whether this was an accident or a deliberate and malicious act? Extremely simply, my lord. I beg your pardon? Is that right, witness? What? Sorry? Me? No, your neighbor. Oh, yes, sir. It was murder, plain and simple. Anyone could state that with a complete certainty. What? How can he possibly think that? How can we be so sure? Thank you, Inspector. I think we have better proceed to formal testimony. You will explain to the court on what grounds you claim this experiment to have been a front for murder. Alright, from the top. The corpse that went crashing through the Crystal Tower had a broken neck. I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam protection, that's all. That was my mistake. The post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. There was a lesion in his chest where he had been clearly stabbed by something sharp right in the heart. So the victim was killed before he went anywhere, and this fellow was the only one who could have done it. Oh. Alright, in addition to suffering a broken neck, he suffered that. In fact, I would really like to hear from someone other than the judge. Coroner says death would have been all but instant from a wound like that. You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accused. No, that couldn't be further from the truth. I have here the experiment plan document that was submitted by the security team. Or to the security team. The victim stood himself inside something called the birdcage, ready to be beamed instantly. To the second level of the Crystal Tower, about 25 yards away. The experiment did not go according to plan, however. But it hit the tower. Oh no. The machine was put in operation. It was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than the intended. Accordingly, the kinesis resulted in the birdcage materializing in midair, from where it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the crystal tower large round window. It's crazy. Oh, what? Did people see him in it? What the hell? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. Honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident, a terrible accident. Unfortunately, that excuse can't save you. No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart. Murder weapon? What are you saying? This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner. The prosecution would like it entered into the court record. Alright, your request is granted, counsel. Alright. Damn, I thought I was muted for a second. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was there in person, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance. And the only person on the stage with Mr. Asmund was that disgraceful excuse for a scientist. And really, by all accounts, it must have been him. Hard to think otherwise, really. Very well, counsel for the defense. Proceed with the cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. I need to focus here. Been a while. Oops, sorry. Alright, the corpse that went crashing through the crystal tower had a broken neck. I made a minor calculation, that's all. Ooh! Goddamn. Coroner, Courtney Sith. Hemorrhage of a large wound to the chest that pierced the heart inflicted by a sharp implement. Sudden fall from considerable height, so he fell down. Guess we go from the top here. A lesion from his chest. Hold it! The defense knew nothing of this crucial information. The prosecution received this report from the forensic investigation team only this morning. That was the first we know of it as well. I can only apologize for the impossibility of a forming defense. Sarcastic and insincere. Thanks. So, what was the nature of this summer project? Among the accused tools that were in use at the demonstration, one of particular interest. One is of particular. This. Ah, the screwdriver. Ah! There he is. Our trusty little companion. Andrew. Andrew? Of course it has a name. Ah, do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends, like all my tools. I named them all, you know, we're one big happy family. Andrew is my flathead screwdriver, of course. His brother Michael is a crosshead. Oh, well. It would appear that your brother Andrew has a red stain on his shank. Ah, that isn't. His blood, beyond all reasonable doubt. No. That's not all. Long, sharp shape of this Andrew fella is completely consistent with the victim's wound. What? What? Oh, what? Order, order. Court will now enter this friend of the defendant as evidence. Alright, I need to lie. I'm lying back. I'm lying back. I'm throwing this over. Alright. So one of Professor Hairbrain's tools is a murder weapon. Great. So the victim was... Yeah. Damn, I've gone like 50 times already. I pressed the wrong button. That's all the testimony I have to work with. I have no idea the victim had been stabbed. That changes everything. Van Zeus keep that to himself until now on purpose to gain the advantage? Well, I suppose I could do is press these witnesses as much information as possible. Alright, from the top then. From the top. Hold it! Went through crashing. I'm suggesting that because you fell from a considerable height. Exactly, which highlights something else about this whole run business. What's that? The fact that the instantaneous kinesis itself was a success. Ah. The explosion of the cage with the fellow inside suddenly appeared out of nowhere in midair. So although the experiment ended in disaster, the so-called instantaneous kinesis did actually occur. I think he just got shot up by the explosion, not gonna lie. A minor miscalculation. So the angle of the projection is critical, is it? Can you calculate it yourself personally? Absolutely. The calculation is far too complicated for anyone but me to carry out. Only you got it wrong, did you? Oh yes, that's the point. The calculation is so complicated, I can make a mistake. Alright. People fall for that brazen confidence, or should I try it? Alright, let me order this a bit. Alright. So, obviously then, you had to include the weight of the clothes Mr. Asman was wearing at the time, I suppose. Ah. Oh, damn, crackling comment. The answer should have been 3. So much for safety first. The 3 must have been for safety third. Alright, a fatal wound. Did we tap this already? I don't think so. Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense. Other thing I had to spell this out, but here we go. Just because there was 2 fatal wounds doesn't mean I'm saying the victim had 2 lives to lose, does it? 2 right. Obviously, at first, we thought the bloke had died due to the spine snapping in half as well. You're saying that's not the case. You get your answer once I finish my fish and chips, if you don't keep butting in every few seconds. But we all know that's a bottomless bag. Very meta. 30 feet? How the hell did he get up in the sky? That's a crazy pad. Hold it! What guys do you have for saying that? Do you really need to ask? There are only 2 people on that public experimentation stage in the front of the whole crowd. The victim, Mr. Odi Asman, and the accused, Professor Hairbrain. We know for certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive. That's right, I saw him with my own eyes. Furthermore, following the explosion in kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body. In other words, only someone else on stage could have done it. Someone else on stage with the victim could have possibly done it. Alright. Excuse me. Professor Hairbrain, do you have some information that may be relevant here? Professor? Ah, sorry. And the witness stand is the best place for that. It seems as though you might have something to say about Inspector Gregson's last remark. Aha. Yes, that's right, of course. You just said nobody else could have done it, didn't he? Yeah, that's right. Who else could have stabbed the victim, eh? I don't know, but there's no way that I could possibly stab Mr. Asman, as you say. Eh? Explain, please, Professor. Of course, this cold-hearted policeman may not be aware, I suppose. The humans are warm-blooded mammals with blood running continuously through their veins. I had heard. Then surely you see, if I plunged something the size of Andrew into the man's chest, the whole stage would have been a bloodbath. No, a blood swimming pool. Ah. Thousands of Londoners were watching me at the time. And not one of them claims to have been seen a swimming pool of blood. Well, no, I suppose not. You see, not one. True, I didn't see anything like that. Well then, Professor, that was a great counter-argument. Right, good stuff. Hairbrain actually helping the case. Order. Then Vanzi's like, shut the F up, mate. Pray forgive the discourtesy. I have a job for my hallowed chalice to accompany my old friend's adducing. Alright. Here's to you, Albert. Oh, you're too kind, Baroque. I'm not really not a patch on you. No, you're not. No? Alright. You've neglected to mention one crucial possibility. I have? A particular situation in which very little bleeding would result from a stab wound. Ah, of course. Inspector, enlighten the court, please. Yes, sir. Where are they going with this? Very well, you will amend your formal testimony now, Inspector Gregson. Oh, no. Alright, let's see. The weapon the victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body whilst he was beamed up through the air. Why would you think that, Inspector? It's only when you pull out the weapon that profuse bleeding occurs. While still lodged in the body, it acts as a stopper of sorts, for want of a better word. I see, I see. You don't need a medical degree to be aware of this, in fact. It's common knowledge for any investigator. Ugh. Wastes our time when you need her. If you ask me, this bug masked what it was doing from view with its body stabbing. Yeah, whatever. Then he beamed the victim off stage with his fancy device, the screwdriver still where he planted. Yeah, but wasn't it... I don't even know. Wouldn't that get... Oh, no. I don't think it would. I think we got it. This last statement. Blow wound here. It's blood. Mr. Asman, no doubt. This is the problem with looking at the murder weapons. Alright. I see something shiny here. Maybe not. Nothing to examine. I have no idea. Hemorrhage of a wound that pierced the heart inflicted by a sharp implement. That is his heart, no. The weapon the victim was stabbed with must have left his body. Should I just present this? Objection. Nope. Ain't it? Yeah, would have to accept the penalty. Last statement. Should we check the paper? Van Zeeks. The campaigns. Alright. What could it be, guys? What could be? What could it be? Let's examine further. A. Seen it before. It's the same screwdriver that was lodged in the grill on the floor, which could be important information. Should I definitely make a note of it? All right, there we go. I think that's it. Now we do this.
Objection.
Yep, there we go. You say that while the weapon remains in the body, there was very little bleeding. Is that unequivocal? Look, there was no blood on the experimentation stage, even though that was where the fellow was stabbed. The only explanation for that is if the screwdriver was still in his body, stopping any heavy bleeding. Common medical knowledge, my learned friend, even on your side of the world. Yes, but about the screwdriver, the thing is, we actually saw it at the scene ourselves on the experimentation stage. What? It was on the floor by the wreckage of the machine, poking through the metal grill. I went to pick it up, but the detective here stopped me. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson? Ah, well, now you come to mention it, yes. Inspector, are we to understand that you permitted the defense counsel to investigate? That you contravened the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act? Eh? No, not at all. I wouldn't do that at all. I just let him look, nothing more. I was very clear he wasn't such a thing. Yes, that's true. The screwdriver was in plain sight on the stage. But it shouldn't have been, shouldn't it? What? What are you getting at? If this tool had been in the victim's body when the victim was beamed away by the machine, then it shouldn't have been still been on the stage. Ah. That's right. It should have been beamed across the crystal tower along with Mr. Asman. And been found still lodged in the victim's chest. That's correct. Order, order. How do you explain this, Inspector? I don't. I'm gonna auto it here. Alright, time to tighten the screws here. Alright, my lord. The prosecution say, Given in support cannot be relied upon. Lord Van Ziggs is stumped. Oh my god, who was that? That was Hairbrain. You guess a voice line? Something to say, witness? Yes, I knew it. Bears out the equation's whole. It's now in order, don't worry. About what? Without delving into the details, there is no inconsistency. What? Even if Andrew had been lodged into Mr. Adams' chest, my trusty tool wouldn't have moved. Andrew remains on stage. Alright, he's going to explain that the human will get zapped along. That's what I was thinking. Alright, being shattered. Yeah, makes sense. Scientists. Yeah, the defendant will testify again. Right? Because he'll just zap, he'll zap humans, right? Not objects. The inconsistency explained. To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research. My hypothesis states that kinesis cannot transport metal, though. Hence, the metal weapon would have stayed put. In other words, the point just raised by Mr. Naohiro isn't an inconsistency at all. Mr. Asman was the patron of my research. Without him, my work would have been possible. Now I have a duty to protect that one. What? Based upon his hypothesis, metal objects cannot be moved by this metal method of yes. In other words, since the screwdriver is made of metal, the subsequent discovery on the stage, despite the victim being found elsewhere, is not consistency. Therefore, Professor Albert Hairbrain could still be the killer. You had to make the cage used to have a container, whatever. I'm mixing up words here now. Professor Hairbrain. Yes, you know you are the accused. Whose side are you on here? I don't take sides, Miss Naruto. No. My only interest lies in upholding my hypothesis. I am scientist at all. Alright, your fault getting the guilty verdict. Alright, let's see how you cross-examine this testimony, my Nipponese friend. Yes, fire away, Miss Naruto. Alright, from top. Alright. Cannot transport metal. Alright. The whole reason the birdcage is made of wood. Sorry, the birdcage. But isn't the birdcage metal? That's what I call the sea obstus cage, in which Mr. Aston was placed for the kinesis. Yeah, he has a monocle. Hey! That's metal made. Alright, there we go. That's the contradiction right there. Correct. Yes, that's it. Yes. It fits perfectly with a mathematical model. Yeah, gold's metal. Is it? Gold is a metal. Even though they don't trigger the metal detectors in Thingamajig. They're metal. Point just raised by Mr. Ardo is an inconsistency at all. I think it's the second one, yeah. Isn't it his thing? Objection. Yeah, there we go. Professor Hairbrain, you say that according to your hypothesis, nothing made of metal can be beamed by instantaneous kinesis by using the machine you made. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Spot on. Exactly correct. In that case, I ask you to look at this photo that was taken at the scene. In particular, I would like you to pay attention to the victim's face. There you go. There's a finding evidence there. Sorry, whoops. What? Metal? No. Yeah, it should have been predicted that the metal rimmed spectacles would be found. My hypothesis. Professor Hairbrain, this isn't easy for me to say, but your hypothesis is clearly flawed. Good stuff. Order. Counsel, what's the implication of this? If on the day in question, the alleged instantaneous kinesis never actually took place, it's entirely possible that the victim was killed somewhere other than on stage. And in this case, someone other than the defendant could have been the culprit. Alright. That's a fraud who pretends to be a fellow man of science. What? Wait. Great Scott, you suggesting my science is suspect? I didn't want to defame the man, you know. This man is a heel, a bounder, and a fraud. Should be stripped down and thoroughly examined. No! Never! That machine's the essence of my entire life, or hypothesis. It's protected by the Special Suspension for Scientific Equipment Act. What the devil is that Blazes Act all about, eh? Who made up such a daft rule? I don't like the way this seems to be going. What's the best way for me to help the professor? Objection, I guess?
Objection!
Going to such trouble and expense to create a fake machine to display in public. You would have absolutely no reason to do such a thing. Yeah, there's always some reason to do exactly that. The research grant money. Alright, conspirators. What would be the value of such a grant? £10? More than £10. You're an order of magnitude down. Damn, £500 a year. Oh, you can live an handsome on that. Yeah, many years. Society noticed an increase in bogus public demonstration in the field of science. The player scientists argue with each other to get the largest slice of the funding cake. People greed is plenty of motive enough for murder, I assure you. No, I haven't deceived anyone, least of all the government. The science is sound.
Objection!
Alright, we'll just let it play. Alright, that this experiment was a success. And therefore, the only person who could possibly committed this murder is the accused. Ah, Barack. Where's this heading? I have no idea. My lord, if I may. Yes, Lord Van Zeeks. The prosecution would like to summon a new witness to the stand. Oh, a new one. New witness? Who would that be in nature? The spectators of the demonstration at the exhibition who are accompanying special seats. Eyewitnesses? Very well, the court grants the prosecution requests. Should very much like to hear from eyewitnesses to the incident. The prosecution stance is clear. This experiment was no whatever. Make up your own stance clear. Go on. The floor his yeah. But where does that leave me? Short recess now, alright. Alright, so quick break here, as you wish, my lord. Good, in that case, court is adjourned for 20 minutes. Alright. Now, hold on. What on earth were you playing at just now? Or rather, what on earth were you playing at all along? My hypothesis, my amazing hypothesis. You've been picking holes in it from the start. Ah, sorry about that. You promised me. You said you proved that dreaded explosion was an accident, not a murder. You said you keep my passion invested from falling into anyone's hands or something. Yes, I did make you promise, you're right. I said that I believe in your fight. I believe in you and fight for your freedom to the very end. I also told you that I was no scientist. I don't understand your hypothesis. Fact is, there's an undeniable flaw in your logic, isn't there? Ah, but if I just run through some equations. Yes, you see, it's because my work is incomplete. Perhaps it is, nevertheless. The man died as a consequence, didn't he? Oh, no. You're right, well, this, excuse me, somber music? It's all my fault. I'm a disaster, not just a scientist, but as a human being. Well, that might be a little over the top. Guessing his work isn't going well, right? Alright, glass, cut it up. Can I double check on something with you? Ah, yes, what? The machine and demonstration you prepared, they were based entirely on your hypothesis, I presume. There was no trickery involved. Drew the plans for the machine on my very own hands. Every line painstakingly drawn from firm belief. Please, Miss Naldo, you must believe in it. Alright, Professor. I understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Did he actually get shoot up in the sky? Herlock and Iris both said that it's impossible, theoretically and physically. Alright, Majesty Queen, I hereby reconvene. Council for Defense and Prosecution, are ready? We are ready. One of them is a police detective, so the testimony we're about to hear is considerably highly reliable. The detective of all people. Is it Gina? I don't know. Alright. Is the only individual to have been present on the stage, the accused. So bring forth your witness now? I don't think I could. I'm so tired. I don't know why. I think this game, well, any visual novel, I'm just tired. Alright. Oh, there's Gina. Yeah, there we go. Winners, state your names and occupations for the court to hear. My name is Balthazar Loon. I am the impresario of the hot air balloons in the vicinity of the experimenters... wherever. My name is Wilhelm Gostrick Sigmund Ornstein. I have to come to the great exhibit on the way. I'm very rich. He is very rich. Balthazar Loon. Right. Wilhelm Gostrike. Sigmund Ornstein. My home in Bohemia. Oh, he is very rich. Inspector Gina Lestrade, Scotland Yard. I'm a great detective. Even Erlock Shlomes agrees. I was on security duty at the exhibition and I got to go up in one of them blues. It was amazing. Gina, again. Hey, at least she's, yeah, but she did mention she's seen the disaster from the... up in the balloon, actually, didn't she? And she clearly loved every minute of it. There were 3 balloons flying near the public experimentation stage where the incident occurred. 2 of these witnesses were in such balloon at the time and saw events unfold from the skies above. You make it sound like they were in the clouds. It's only an altitude of... Sincera? I don't remember. Sincera? 60 feet, very low. Well, you can't see nothing if you fly too high, can you? Yeah, 60 feet. About 18 meters then. That's pretty... 18 meters? 1, 2, 3... Yeah, that's pretty high. Can you describe exactly what you witnessed, especially those of you who have a vantage point above the stage? It was an incidental terrible. I'm only grateful that my balloons were not damaged. There's this huge bang from the stage, and then next second, a little bang in the sky beside us. From amid the smoke, a cage appeared. I don't know why he's like French. Amidst the smoke, a cage appeared out of the nowhere. Cage fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower. I didn't get a look inside the cage, but no one went near it after he crashed into the tower. Alright. Most extraordinary collective account, I must say. Could I just clarify something? There's a deal in the witness testimony that I have not heard any mention of until now. Specifically that there were 2 explosions. More precisely, 2 explosions in 2 separate places. Alright, he'll explain as I take a drink. Yeah. Alright, the first balloon over there. That's the first explosion, right? The second explosion occurred directly adjacent to the balloon carrying the witness. The cage appeared at the side of the explosion, subsequently to plummet down into the crystal tower. Didn't that crash though? Didn't there be 3? The blast yeah, I don't... Sorry. Another balloon. I still have lots of money. How old is this guy? Precisely who is this curious infant? I'm told he is a young noble of Bohemian royalty. Apparently he's disguised himself in order to steal unnoticed into the great exhibition. Yeah, I am here in London on a sightseeing trip with my elementary school. Oh no, he's a young guy. We'll have the benefit of a child's point of view in the testimony. We really need that? Then I remove my mask. This is what I look like. Ah yes, I see. A delightful face, I'm sure. Yeah, everybody says so. Great disguise then. Point is, the testimony of these witnesses further substantiates the fact of for the court Namely, that despite it ending in an explosion, instantaneous kinesis was successfully demonstrated. I don't even know that. I don't think not, guys. I don't think not. There was this huge bang from the stage, then a second bang in the sky. From amidst the smoke, a cage appeared out of nowhere. I don't even know. Let's talk about this one. So you actually saw the accident happen up in the air? Yep, in an amazing what a detective gets to do, eh? I'm telling you, although being a lawyer is a mug's game, you shouldn't join the forces so and we could go flying together. You know me so well. Yes, well, anyway, could you tell us exactly what you saw, do you think? Everything, we saw everything because we were up above it all. That dodgy cove climbing into that cage and that dodgy professor pulling on all them levers. And that's when it happened. That's when there was that massive bang and the cage disappeared just like that. Huh. You are describing the moment the subject's body was decomposed by electricity, I believe. I didn't know what to make of it. Then there was another bang right in the ear. Looked around and there was this huge giant fireball right next to us in the sky. Oh.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Master Gots, does your memory of the day differ? My teacher at elementary school said that when you meet someone for the first time, you should always use their full name. There. What was it again? Wilhelm Gottfried Sigismund Ormstein. Just the 4 names then. The point is, do you have something to say? Something to add in response to Detective Gina Lestrade? I can't believe she's a detective. Hey, get it right, alright. It's Inspector Lestrade. Why does everyone have a problem with how I dressed him at the moment? Inspector Lestrade. She's an inspector. That's not what I saw. Oh, yeah. There was a second explosion. It was right beside our balloons. That is true. But I'm sure. Which is why I said it then. One minute there was nothing, then there was a massive explosion. When a teacher at elementary school says that when someone else is speaking, if you are rude enough to interrupt, you will have the most awful life imaginable. Oh, are all Bohemians brought out to be full of joy? Another balloon, my dear. Always the blue one, huh? Just as before the second explosion happened next to our balloon, I clearly witnessed a green balloon flying in the sky. A green balloon. Hey, you what? I never saw nothing like that. Well, I did. I saw it. You can't say I didn't. I will convey to the council. I will cry and scream. My testimony is the truth. I am Bohemian Prince. You can't say it's a lie. That is not allowed. In the bleeding royalty car, are you? Typical. This is the orphan who likes to remind people she works for Her Majesty Police. Says the pickpocket. I must ask to amend your force there. Well, no point bringing up the past, eh? I think that'll be a low blow. Right. It was not the skies that explode. It was that green balloon. Next to ours. Alright, so this, right? Oh. Let's press here first. A green balloon, you say? Are you sure about that? Of course I'm sure. I'm a proud Bohemian Prince. All the questions have making me boring. I think you mean bored. Ah. English is very annoying. The language of the countrymen is far superior. Agazo. It is very wrong to lie. Lie? Flying balloons never explode. For the same reason, the planets never explode. It is logical. Wait, is he Spanish? Wait, is he Spanish? If you insult me, you insult all of Bohemia. My dear, my dear, my die, my dias. I feel as the army come and shoot all your stupid balloons out of the sky. All of them. I sound like a Dutch or French person. You are, Your Highness. Wait, let's take a. How old is this kid? Let's see. He's 11. Bohemian boy. Balsahar Loon. He's 42. Okay. This kid's 11 years old. Fucking testimony. Did you also see the moment that the cage materialized, Mr. Loon? Oh, no. I did not see the explosion myself. Very well. I feel like I'm doing like bad accents. Like I'm like from hello. The gateau in the chateau. The pill in the till. Cage fell in the sky, crashed the stone. Wait, hold on. It might be this. It was the green balloon. This thing isn't contradictory, but is it this?
Objection.
Yeah, that's not a contradiction statement. Yeah, blow that up, please. I mean, I walked that one into it. Is this?
Objection.
Fuck. Alright, calm down. Alright, let's do the next one. I don't think it's this. This is... Cage, it fell from the sky like stone and crashed into the tower. Did you see that actually happened? Eh? No, in reality, I did not. I saw it after it hit the tower. It was a grande confusion. Is this guy Spanish? I have a feeling he is. I suppose that his livelihood. But when I look up to the sky, all my precious balloons were still there. I saw it though. I saw it slam into the tower after all. I am a detective now. Alright, then tell us what you saw, Inspector Lestrade. That's what I like to hear. That's what she likes to hear. I didn't get a good look inside, but when we went near after they crashed into the tower. Right, was it you who gave the order to keep people away? Eh? Use your head, Otto. How would have... Yeah, how would it have been me? I was up in the balloon, weren't I? Right. So because I wasn't available, it was the boss who had to leg it over there. He was getting shoved and kicked all over the place by the panicking suspector, and he was trying to seal off the scene. It's a real sight to behold, I can tell you. Amazing. Poor Inspector Gregson. So anyway, I couldn't see the cage that well because all of the smoke. And I didn't really want to see, to be honest. I was scared on my wits. Keep it together, Inspector. Keep it together, Inspector. What if it was actually some kind of switch around trick instead? That would mean that the victim was never actually on the stage in the first place. Two explosions would have thrown everyone watching into a panic of stir. I need to find more exactly what the fuck. Alright, let's click the first one. This is the only statement I haven't pressed.
Hold it.
May I have to press it again? Hold on. There was 3 balloons flying at the time. See. Yeah, he's Spanish. All of them, I bellissimi bambini. Oh, he's Italian. Signor. No, he's Spanish. What's yes in Italian? I don't even know. £20 a month. That is my pocket money. That's a lot. I also have all the luck. I got up there for free. I did. Play the old I work for the Her Majesty police card, you know? Detectives have all the luck. And do we pay? If they're so popular, why would you only be operating such a small number of balloons, though? Oh, because if I have too many in the skies, they could crash into each other. Makes sense. The operators for the balloons were decided by lots, with each operator manning a particular area. Yeah, see, and the zone above the public supplementation stage is the most profitable. The other impressionanos, they hate me. Thank you, witness. I think the card has a clear picture of the arrangements for balloon rides at the exhibition. Perhaps we could hear more of what you actually witnessed of the incident. I'm confused. Maybe I have to press again.
Hold it!
Maybe we have to examine it. Alright, let's take an examine here. Must be something at the back. No, never mind. It looks like layers of the thick canvas, which is thick rubber lining of sorts. I've never seen anything like it before, but applying Mr. Solom's methods, you might deduce it as part of a raincoat worn by someone who really didn't want to get wet. And the charring must have occurred when the person was struck by lightning. Maybe not. So it's nothing to do with this? Oh, I can't find anything I'll play. Oh no, I don't think. Yeah, there's nothing. Nothing about this. What the hell's the thing? Oh right, wait, hold on. There's only 2 balloons here. We present this? Didn't I not present this?
Objection.
Yeah, what the hell? Never mind. Something to do with that, right? There's nothing here. So then there's no balloon there. Let's see. Is it the next one?
Objection.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Well, what seems to be a problem here? There's a bang. Isn't there nothing? Whoa, is there something here? No idea. What's the problem? Execution. What if there was a trick? That would mean the victim... What? The tube explosion would have thrown everyone watching into a panic. Yeah, one of them says... Oh, I am grateful that the balloons were not done. Oh, right. There you go.
Objection.
It was the first one. In your testimony, you said that all 3 of the balloons you had operating at the time weren't damaged. That was the... Wait. Did he change his statement? Well, I've lost, like, way too many lives for that. I need a drink as well. It's made of thick fabric. Just as I thought. A piece of cloth was found near the experimentation stage. In other words, Mr. Gotts testified. The green balloon did explode that day. Eh? Alele? If all the balloons in the sky above the experimentation stage belongs to you, Mr. Loon, then your statement that they were undamaged clearly contradicts that evidence. No. Oh, he has the same balloon as the Thingamajig. If a balloon exploded, then why did the man say so? Yeah, this guy talking, dropping all the cards on the ground.
Objection!
Those things crash 50% of the time. Crazy. Instantaneous kinesis did occur. But after the explosion on the stage, the point of the mid-dilation shifted to a location unoccupied. Occupied, not unoccupied by a balloon. Causing the balloon to explode, yes. Eminently plausible. An unfortunate traffic accident, as it were, but it changes nothing about the pertinent facts. Hold in. This I cannot accept. Why not, Mr. Loon? You're suggesting that I am a liar. A person died in a balloon incident? There's no need to get fired up, Mr. Loon. The victim was the sole fatality that day. That's right, and I'll prove it. Balzahar Loon is not a liar. There was no such balloon in the sky. It is non-possible. You're saying it's impossible? Why? This card has more important matters to discuss than the number of balloons that were operating that day. Ah, no, balloon he's onto something. But we cannot ignore the fact that nobody appears to have known anything about this other balloon until now. My lord. Defendant calls further testimony from Mr. Loon. I concur. There's certainly more truth than meets the eye here. It's imperative that we clear up the issue of this phantom balloon, I feel. Witness, will you give a supplementary testimony about the balloons you were operating at the exhibition? Ah, grazie, my lord. Grazie, grazie. As I said, about the whole balloon is no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All three of my balloons were carrying passengers. They fell to the ground in an explosion. Explosion. What a catastrophe. A catastrophe? Catastrophe. You can't get away from the fact that a burnt up bit of cloth was found at the scene, can you? The cops at the yard reckon it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage. That stupid ragazzo is mistaken. My balloons have the red and blue zigzag stripes anyway. Alright. Red and blue. Red and blue. Red and blue. Ragakeen. See. Exactamente. If he ever saw a balloon in the first place, I do not like the sound of it. It was very bad for business. I have a good mind to sue the land of Bohemia. If you attacked us, we will fight back. If we be war, all out war. What happened to all out war? Mr. Loon certainly doesn't appear to be lying, but that doesn't change the fact that the testimony and evidence are contradictory here. The defense is unable to find fault within the witness's statement. The court must consider them the truth. Alright, this might be just like press all here. Oh wait, I got one life as well. That's great, isn't it? Oh, I'm yawning. I'm getting stabbed somewhere, I don't know why. No lie, every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All three of my balloons, here we go. That's the first press.
Hold it!
Are you an idiota? Sorry. That's like asking, why does a candle burn bright? It burns bright because it burns bright. And a balloon flies because it flies. What else? That must be an Italian for, I don't know. Is he Italian? Yeah, it might be Italian. I don't know. See. Well, they're pretty close together, the languages, so. Well, he's Italian then. Hydrogen, lighter than air, but highly explosive. I do not permit smoking of the cigarettes in any of my balloons. The magic gas does not light their fire. Yeah, even a small spark of static electricity could cause the entire balloon to explode. What's the matter with you, senor? All that comes out of your mouth is explosion air, explosion air. I tell you, my balloons are perfectly safe. Have to be, or I cannot eat. None of my balloons exploded that day. I'm completely sure. If you still say that's what happened, you must show me proof. Alright, so Mr. Loon had 3 balloons in the air that day. If none of them were damaged, then what was the one that exploded?
Hold it!
That is correct, Gina. I was surprised to find the piece of fabric still at the scene, actually. Didn't you search the area surrounding the stage for clues? Nah, I'm not into picking stuff off the ground, me. Always works out better, way better diving into people's pockets instead. So much for the new career path. Mind you, the boss was on his hands and knees picking up all kinds of rubbish from the floor. Thing is, though, the cage went crashing into the crystal tower, didn't it? So that's where most of the investigation was going on. Even so, I would have to thought that someone from Scotland Yard would have gathered up as evidence. Oh, listen to you. Stumble across a bit of balloon and you're the best investigator in the world. Pardon? Well, you ain't got a badge, have you? Like this one. I could arrest you with this if I wanted to. I wouldn't put it past her. Just to think of it. There was talk of some scorching on the ground at the meeting we had about the investigation. Cops of the yard reckon it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage. There was considerable damage to the stage and surrounding area, was there? Yeah, some of the cows while were watching the experiment were caught in the blast and injured. Good job the old compressor deal nil over, didn't it? I haven't even considered that. It seems there was great panic after the incident occurred. Nevertheless, the police shouldn't miss the torn piece of envelope from a balloon. Inspector Gregson can expect repercussions. Like me swiping all his fish and chips, eh? This stupid Ragazzo mistake is mistaken. My balloons have red and blue zigzags anyway.
Hold it!
This might be... I mean, the color is wrong. See, senor. I do not have any greenhouse in the warehouse, and yet a piece of green cloth was found at the scene. It's mistakenly from balloon. Well, I do not know how that can be. For the sake of argument, let's say that a green balloon did explode above the stage. You couldn't therefore conclude that it happened on the day in question. Why not? There have been recreational balloon flights over Hyde Park operating from the Great Exhibition. One could have exploded on some earlier date, unfortunately, as I'm sure you agree. I believe it may have been sometime earlier. Some earlier balloon accident that predates the exhibit. Alright. See, exactamente, as the senor say, it is from not one of my balloons. See, this Ragazzo from Bohemia is mistaken. This guy wants to knock him out. Bohemian boy. Well, Master Gotts. It's Master Wilhelm Gottstrike Sigismund Ormstein. It was on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, something's very wrong. I know what I saw. There was a green balloon there. I swear it. I swear it all over Bohemia. You can speak as much bad language as you like, but it changes nothing. If you don't have evidence, Ragazzo, then I must tell your parents to punish you, eh? Perhaps we let the judge decide when it comes to the punishment. Evidence? What is this evidence? Give a simple example, young man. A photograph, for instance, some tangible proof of what you claim. Well, didn't you say so sooner? I has the photograph here. Goodness gracious, what? I had not been in the balloon for a little while, so I was very excited. Whoa, I took lots and lots of photographs. He's got a fucking camera. Was the Crystal Tower, was the Bohemia exhibit, was the streets of London, and the hot ale seller, the balloon, eel seller. Someone selling eel? And the instant kinesis experiment. Did you take a picture of that? Yeah, one picture. Really? Did you take one? But all I wanted was a ride in a balloon. I was not interested in boring experiments. Never mind that. Can you show us that photograph? Of course. And then you will see. You will see that. I'm not lying. That I really did see a green balloon. Holy shit. What is this picture? Holy shit. This is definitive evidence right here. Well, I see you are all too shocked to speak. Yes, I think shock is indeed the word, young man. Yeah, perhaps you cannot see that it was a green balloon from this photograph, but that is not my fault. That is the fault of the person who made the camera. Wow. All right, don't give the kid umlauts when he says wow. That's a bit rude. Localizers, no need for that. Come on. And we know he was German. There's no need to give him umlauts. Isn't it? It's like va, va, va. That's probably what he was saying. Va, va. Well, never mind. I'm sure you have plenty of wonderful whatever. Fucking hell. In any case, when exactly did you take the photograph? Oh, well, it was on the day of the big explosion. You don't say. When I pressed the shutter release, there was this very loud bang. And a hot wind rushed over my face. That means this photograph was taken a split second before the explosion occurred. Well, if you ask me, this black and white photograph changes nothing. No, I think it does, right? If we see the bottom of it. Put it in there. Put it in there. Give me that evidence. Oh no, as I thought. Mr. Loon's testimony just doesn't quite add up. The young Bohemian boy claims to have seen another fourth balloon. Mr. Loon vehemently, whatever the word is, vehemently wait, do I have the evidence? I don't have the evidence, right? Do I have the picture? Oh, damn, I do have the picture. We can't really see it, can we? What the fuck is going on here? Well, we can see Tim Drake there. Someone here, kid. Huh. I wonder what this slide is. Someone shot something up here. I think we have all three catching. Do we have like, but you can't get away. It was found, can you? It's probably debris thrown. I don't think so. Alright, hold on. Wait. Wait. And then this is wrong.
Objection.
Well, that's it. GG's, guys. Oh, what is the right thing here? I didn't do the first. Let's press the first statement.
Hold it.
Or did we do the first statement? Let's find out. Yeah, you couldn't have forgotten one, maybe. Senor, I might not notice if I was giving 100 lentils and one was missing. But we're talking about 3 enormous balloons. Do you believe I could mistake about something so grand and expensive? Alright, damn. He checked the warehouse. You can check this statement as well. For the report. What, me? I tell you what, I told the boss. East End kids like me can only count up to 2. Obviously that ain't true, but the boss bought it and said, here, have a go himself at the case. All 3 of my oh, we're carrying passengers. Hold on. Yeah, there's a contradiction right here.
Objection.
It's an empty one. Unfortunately, the photograph Master Gods took can't tell us the color. I could tell you something else. Uncrucially important. 1. It shows that the picture balloon wasn't carrying any passengers. My goodness, you're right. But surely, all the balloons would have been carrying passengers. There would be no sense in it otherwise. C, they're all for pleasure. Is it C for Italian? PC grazie. I don't know. They're both similar, right? What's yes in Spanish? C, right? They're both... I don't know, bro. Mysterious green balloon. I know nothing. Niente. Let me tell you one thing. If this balloon was not carrying passengers, it was one of mine. Not one of mine. Well, what? Yo, his hot air balloon's going hot. There are legal tradesmen everywhere you care to look. Clearly one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the Great Exhibition and managed to operate the balloon fight on Mr. Loon's patch without him realizing. See, the competition trying to steal my profits. I did not notice because of the experimento that went wrong on the stage. His fault balloon exploded at the same moment Mr. Aspen was beamed from the stage below. Right, so them scraps that fell on the ground after and left them scorch-like, they didn't come from the stage at all. It was bits of the balloon raining down, but because no one was in on it, it didn't get no attention. The mysterious fault balloon carrying no passengers, silently floating over the experimentation stage. This photograph shows us nothing more. A stray balloon carrying no one and operated by someone Roe Traeger, clearly it has nothing to do with the case. No, it has something to do with the case, no? The court has seen sufficient evidence and heard ample testimony already. The prosecution calls for this trial to be concluded. Doesn't seem like it. Really? Have we really got to the truth yet? No, I can't let this opportunity slip away. The jurors' minds are made up, and not in our favor. What else can this photograph tell us? There's nothing we can learn from it. There's more.
Objection.
This fucking white lied. The jury, wait. Please don't give your decisions yet. The photograph of Mr. Gaunt may well be hiding one more vital clue.
Objection.
Well, we're past the point of mere possibilities. It's time for the definitives now. Tell the court. What exactly does the alleged clue in this photograph clue? The cause of the explosion, right? Second explosion. We can reasonably assume that the picture balloon was destroyed in the searing heat of the explosion. Yeah, that's right, yeah. It was not my fault. Evidently. Because the bird cage from the kinesis machine materialized in the sky where it had been flying. And the balloon, being filled with flammable hydrogen, instantly and explosively ignited.
Objection.
No, that's not what happened. What? It would appear that the photograph requires closer examination. Counsel for the defense, will you highlight the location of this alleged clue in the photograph of this card? Of course, my lord. If you look closely, it's plain enough to see. And what's shown is linked to another piece of evidence we have. Alright, hold on. In a way, this leads to an unbelievable conclusion. A clue that heavily suggests that the real reason to explode is whatever this is.
Take that.
The time of this photograph can only be described as miraculous. Miraculous? If you look, you'll notice there's a bright white line that appears to point directly at the balloon. Most likely a ray of light caught incidentally on the film. I'm afraid I can see nothing of the sort. If you look with a magnifying glass, my lord, it becomes clear what the nature of this bright line really is. Goodness, what is that? Might be lightning? Nope, not like that. It could have been the final day. Yeah. I believe we're looking at fire. A ball of fire heading straight for the balloon. Like an arrow. Even to my age, it would appear to be a flame of sorts. My word, are you suggesting this flame struck the hydrogen gas that filled the balloon.
Objection.
That is absurd. The balloon would have been 60 feet above the ground at the time. No flame could have been possibly reached such a height. Actually, it's my opinion. A particular piece of evidence found at the scene reveals how this is exactly what did happen. What evidence? Alright, yeah, we got it. We got the evidence. And for goodness sake, present it, man.
Take that.
True nature of this curious slim streak of light is revealed by this. Curious answer with a slim chance of being the correct one, I feel. Oh, we dead. Oh god. Alright, get the autosave. I hope that's saved closer to the... Oh god, that is not close. Alright, this was from the light, right?
Take that.
Oh shoot, we seen this. Thank god you could skip this part. Ooh-wee.
Objection. Objection.
I think I have to examine the thing. Examine. Isn't this the contraption? I don't know why I can't examine it. Clearly it is a bow and arrow. Is this? What evidence explains that this mysterious streak of flame explains? I have no idea. It says evidence on the scene, so either this or... Come on, wait, how you fucking do this? Is that like a latch? Why the fuck can I not examine this? Is it not this?
Take that.
Well, it ain't that. And I need to save it right on the thing.
Take that.
I wonder what it is.
Objection. Objection.
Is it the beam? Like the beam thing? I think it might be that.
Take that.
I have no idea what it is. What is it? I don't understand. Isn't it? It's the fucking makeshift bow. Wait. Oh, no. Yeah. All right. Fucking at the back, bro. Some sort of lever here. Oh, yeah. Now we've... There we go. It's a damn makeshift bow. Yeah. It's a crossbow. Yeah, there we go. That's the evidence. Ooh-wee.
Take that.
There we go. I was wondering, it's like, where's the latch? Right at the back. Alright, I'm gonna auto it. A crossbow? Alright, order. If the aim was to cause the balloon to explode, should use a gun. However, the obvious reason why that would be out of question. The noise of the discharge? Of course. I mean, a crossbow can make a noise as well, but... Is it silently? Well, yeah, if somebody had a gun off in the exhibit grounds, it would have caused a real panic. I don't like this. I should be pleased to find a plausible new explanation for all this. Something feels wrong.
Objection.
You know the implication of what you're saying? If a flame arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then obviously it would have exploded. And if the birdcage appeared from the sky out of the smoke that ensued... Wait a minute. What are you saying here? I don't get it. Was the birdcage beamed up into the sky after all, or was... Goodness me. I think I understand. There's two of them. It's the Prestige all over again. I think there's a good chance that the birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along. That's pretty... I don't even know how the hell you can even do that. It's still going back now. The horse has bolted. How did they... Yeah, put someone in there. He must have been dead ages ago. Makes sense, right? No man would have survived that. Disappeared in a cloud of smoke. At that moment, the flaming arrow was fired from the ground. Yeah, causing the green balloon to explode and drawing the attention of the spectators to the sky above their heads. Down he goes. From amid the smoke, the hidden birdcage then appeared to fall down, crash into the crystal tower. I think you all agree it's entirely plausible. That's what that I just described the real truth behind the miraculous experiment carried out on that day. This... Good grief! Oh my god, thank Christ. Oh, here you go, Van Zieg's finding it out. This is ludicrous. What you describe is no science experiment. It's child's play. A contemptible display of stage magic. Yeah, but Mr. Sholmes and I said that the experiment was scientifically impossible. In which case, this is the only way to explain what happened that day. In any case, the victim's body was found inside the birdcage in the crystal tower. If the instant kinesis didn't take place, how do you explain that? If I may put in a word as a man of magic myself, such apparent discrepancies can easily be explained by a simple deception. Go number 3. All that's needed is a doppelganger, someone who looked very similar to the victim, Mr. Asman, and having this other man appear on stage in front of the show as a body double. Yo, he's out of the magic circle, you just revealed it all. Also, it's in fact, Mr. Asman must have been inside the birdcage that was concealed inside the balloon right from the start. He must have been dead, yeah. You can't fly a man up in the balloon. Must have been real hot. That balloon would have been filled with hydrogen. Anything hidden inside would have been scattered to the four winds when it exploded. No one would have ever embarked on such a risky adventure. Not necessarily. The explosive fall of the balloon gas would very much depend upon the mixture ratio. Number 4. Oh my god. Flying balloons are rarely filled with pure hydrogen, but a mixture of other gases such as helium as well. Helium on its own doesn't explode, but by controlling the gas mixture ratio, the explosive force can be altered. Mixture ratio? Damn, the jurors on our side, they're fighting for us? This is a first. But not to such an extent to render this whole obscene charade impossible. Seems like we got him on the back foot, Zanzigs. So everything that happened can be explained logically and scientifically. The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. It was all part of an elaborate deception to make it appear that instant kinesis had occurred. Well, goodness me. And if we accept that this is what happened, it means that the victim, Mr. Asman, was never presented on the public experimentation stage to begin with. Ugh. In short, he could have been killed by the defendant, who was on stage in full view the entire time. It will very hard for the prosecution to counter. Law enforcement can't credibly maintain that Professor Hairbrain is the suspect now. Hold it. It's Hairbrain, 100%. Yeah, this old. Now, hold on. I appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Professor. You can stop now. Just keep your mouth shut, please. Sorry? What's all this about, Mr. Hairbrain? I, Albert Hairbrain, hereby confess that it was me who stabbed Mr. Odiasman. Yes, it was me with my faithful friend and partner, Andrew the Screwdriver. What? Why is he confessing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Order, order, order! Defendant, explain this sudden confession. Professor Hairbrain, what are you talking about? It's what I've said all along. I must protect my hypothesis and my precious machine, you dumbass. You stand there and claim it was all a trick, all an elaborate prank, but where's your proof? No, you have to examine the machine if you want to prove it. Then it will be all over. A beautiful hypothesis will be laid bare. I mean, the indignity of it. I'll get to it then. It's clear that you draw the plans for the experiment, but you didn't actually build it. It's quite conceivable that you would do, Professor. If you just let me, I can prove. Oh. Yes? I'll cooperate. I'll do whatever you say. I'll swear it. So please. I'm sure the special this one, yeah, alright. It's a herd. I'm gonna find out what happened in that stupid. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out. Mr. Hairbrain, you're gonna get found out. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollow chalice at this critical juncture. Here's to my learned Nipponese friend. Oh. In his upcoming attempt to clarify the defense position in the light of the accused's confession. You attempt to formally assert that the experiment was nothing more than a conjuring trick? Because the moment you do, the Special Dispensary for Scientific Equipment Act that protects the professor's invention will cease to apply. Oh. He's putting me on the back foot. He's putting me on the back foot. Where's the defense? Oh god. What Professor Hairbrain, my client, actually asked of me was to prove that the explosion on stage was an accident and protect the secrecy of his hypothesis. There's no way I can do that without implying the professor's guilt. Do I protect my client's life by asserting his innocence? Or do I uphold my client's request of seeing condemned? Either way, I can't avoid betraying his trust. You've been silent long enough. Isn't talking your trade, my learned friend? Alright, let's protect this dumbass's hypothesis. Mr. Naohodo, there's no escape here. I have to make a choice. It's an impossible one. I have to give up on something. But what? The defense asserts that the defense instantaneous kinesis machine was in fact. Oh my god, which one? Which one's the right answer? Which one's the right answer? Oh my god, I don't even know where to go here. Alright. No, I can't say it. My client placed his faith in me. I can't just let him down. What must I give up on now? It's not the question you have to ask yourself here. It's what can I protect? Hello again, Mr. Naohodo. It's been far too long. Zara-san. But why are you... Whoa. Yeah, God got thrown over. Ah. My first desired takedown in 6 months. There'll be time to talk later, Miss Naruto. For now, we must concentrate on the task at hand. Which is working out not to what I have to give up on, but what I can protect. Professor Hairbrain. Yes. Yesterday you told me that the science is the pursuit of truth. Well, my job is to pursue the truth too. Alright, he's sticking to his guts. Yes, of course. I believe that you didn't stab Mr. Asman. As you've come to realize something yourself too, haven't you? That your experiment and the machine you built with the victim are questionable. The truth behind that is what we must pursue now. Ah! So, you finally opened your eyes. What? And as for you, Albert, you can't ignore this any longer. Having heard my learned friend's assertion, does you have something to say? Ark. Oh, Van Zieks. Gosh, I never heard him speak that way before. Wait, his eyes here, man. It's not an illusion. In truth, there is one thing, something I've remembered that's of relevance. On the day it happened, just before I began the experiment, I saw a man near the stage. A man holding that crossbow. I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon? Professor, did that man have any distinguishing features? What did he look like? Taller than me, and thinner than me. Straight hair, straighter and wider than mine. Let me see. One lens less than mine, a monocle. A rather stylish black monocle. One thing in particular will help positively identify the man, you see. I know him very well. After all, he's the engineer who built my invention. What? He built the machine? That's right. Mr. Asma introduced him to me a year ago. He's a man by the name of Enoch Drebber. Enoch Drebber? Yeah, what members Joey? Not name any scientist wishes to hear. That man's an abomination. Not name any conjurer wishes to hear either. Who on earth is he? I'm afraid this isn't the first tale of his nature that I've heard in scientific circles in connection with that name. There's talk of a flamboyant experiment that turned out to be nothing but stage trickery in the end. Obviously, the rascal is after the government research grant money. When magicians are in need of money, I have heard of them resorting to these underhand tactics. Some acquaintances of mine with experiences of such things have mentioned Enoch Drebber's name before. Sounds like I heard this name, Enoch. Is it to be continued? Because we might just end it here. No. So it's true then. My invention, my greater machine, was just a grand illusion. Seeing what we just heard about Mr. Drebber's character, I'm sorry to say that sounds increasingly likely. Even though no one else believed it. I wanted to. I wanted to believe that machine would function exactly as my hypothesis predicted. Which is why you were so imposed of it being investigated, I presume. Is this... Is it the end here? It didn't seem that long. Obviously, I didn't want that to happen. But at the same time, I knew that it was found to be nothing more than a trick, than a work of deception. That everything I worked towards, all my research, all my dreams, my whole life would be over. I was terrified at the prospect. So you really had no idea then, did you? About the true nature of the machine that was built. And the true nature of Mr. Drebber. I never questioned anything I didn't want to question it. It's entirely possible that Mr. Asman and Mr. Drebber were working together to use you as means of fraudulently acquiring the research grant money. When I announced my invention to the crowds that day, it was the finest moments of my career. I pulled all the levers and turned all the dials in exactly the way Drebber had described. When the smoke suddenly started billowing out, I panicked. I didn't know what was happening. But I really didn't know how the whole illusion was made to work. I don't know anything anymore. Let me confirm one final point with you, Professor. Do you now consent to the prosecution submitting the necessary paperwork to release your invention from the protection afforded by the special dispensary? Yeah. Go for it. Yes, please, go ahead. I'm very sorry. Is that it? Is this the case? Episode 3? Crazy. Well, it would appear that we shall have to suspend proceedings for the remainder of the day now. No, it's not over yet. Alright, it's not over. Mr. Drebber? Subpoena. Evidence that the defendant is innocent of the crime for which he presently stands accused. Alright, I understand. Looking for evidence. That's it. Mrs. Otto's here. All right. Miss Naoto. Yeah, yes. I'm so sorry. I was wrong. You were right. I tricked you. You trusted me. I dragged you into my mess. Oh, how did it ever come to this? I'm so sorry. Did you really have no idea, Professor? About what Mr. Drebber was really up to, I mean. About what he really was constructing. Naturally, that machine was embodiment of my hypothesis. All my hopes and dreams. I had complete faith in it. Alright, in that case, I wouldn't say any more. Now, sadly, the murder accusation against you still stands. So we must do as much investigation as we can before the trial moves tomorrow. Well, thank you for doing so much for me. Alright, how about Cesaro? Been a while. I'm so sorry for arriving late this morning, Mr. Nahodo. Arriving late? Did you receive my postcard? I want to let you know when I arrived. Postcard? What postcard? I hid it from you, Runo, so it would be a surprise. Well, did it work? I was surprised, right? Especially when she threw me to the ground. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I was just so happy to see you again that it sort of slipped out. Maybe we could stick to more traditional displays of emotion in the future. Susie's train was late into London's Victoria this morning, you see. We made the coachman really whip the horse hard, but he didn't miss the whole trial. Yeah, I was watching from the gallery for a while. But in the end, I'm afraid I couldn't contain myself. Well, I'm glad you didn't. Oh. Having you at my side in the car gives me the strength I needed to win. So, I'm delighted to see you back in London. Oh, you're too kind, Miss Naohodo. I'm delighted to be here. Alright, of course. So, what brought you back? Did Professor Mikotoba not protest? Let's save all that conversation for when we are back at home, shall we? You know, I've made one of my most special blends ever. For this special occasion. Oh, Iris, how wonderful. I can't wait. Yeah, she was back in London. It's hard to describe how happy that made me feel at the time, despite my elation. Our tale was to take yet another extraordinary turn. Alright, I think we stop here, yeah? Good session. Great session all around. Good time to stop as well. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Save it here. And I guess we'll call it off. I guess we'll save it right here. All right. All right. This room has been too long. Has it changed in the slightest, though? Has it changed in the slightest? So they're just reminiscing, eh? All right. Back to the title. All right. So that's it for me. I guess I hope you enjoyed this session of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And I'll see you guys next time. I'll catch you guys later.